Nuclear weapons have caused concern since their inception due to their great strength and destructive powers. While several countries have nuclear projects, China's nuclear program has recently sparked worry due to its rapid expansion. In this video, we'll explore why China's nuclear program should concern you. China's nuclear program is not only developing quickly, but it's also modernizing, which means it's getting more advanced and sophisticated. This development has the potential to disturb the global and regional balance of power, resulting in an arms race and heightened tensions between countries. Furthermore, China's lack of transparency regarding its nuclear program is cause for concern, since it might breed ambiguity and mistrust. China's nuclear weapons program. China began its nuclear weapons program in the 50s with the aim of becoming a nuclear power. Since then, it's made significant strides in developing its nuclear capabilities. According to estimates by the Federation of American Scientists, China has approximately 350 nuclear warheads, with plans to increase its arsenal to 1,000 warheads in the next decade. China has been modernizing its nuclear weapons program by developing new delivery systems, including hypersonic weapons, and multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, MIRVs. These new weapons are designed to overcome missile defense systems and increase China's ability to strike its enemies. China's nuclear testing history. China conducted its first nuclear test in 1964, and since then, it has conducted over 45 nuclear tests. China's latest nuclear test was in 1996, when it signed the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. However, there are concerns that China may not be adhering to the treaty's provisions. In 2019, a US State Department report accused China of conducting low-yield nuclear tests, which violated the spirit of the CTBT. China has no first use policy, which means it will not use nuclear weapons unless it is attacked with them first. However, the policy is not set in stone, and China has been known to modify nuclear doctrine depending on geopolitical situations. In recent years, China has become more assertive in its territorial claims, particularly in the South China Sea. This led some experts to believe that China may be revising its nuclear doctrine to include a greater emphasis on preemption. Well, you might be thinking about why China's nuclear program should concern you, so here are several reasons why it should. The concern of global stability. China's nuclear capabilities could potentially destabilize the world's balance of power, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region. As China's nuclear arsenal expands and modernizes, other countries in the region may feel threatened and compelled to respond by developing their own nuclear weapons. This could lead to a dangerous arms race and increased tension between nations. The consequences of a nuclear war, should it occur, would be catastrophic for humanity. Moreover, the use of China's nuclear weapons could have severe and far-reaching effects. A single nuke detonated in a populated area could result in immediate death and injuries to thousands of people. The long-term effects of radiation exposure could lead to increased cancer rates, genetic mutations, and other health problems. Humanitarian consequences. If nuclear weapons were used, it could result in the deaths of millions of people, not to mention the devastating long-term environmental and health effects. The effects of a nuclear war would not be limited to the region of the detonation. They would have global consequences that could last for generations to come. A nuclear detonation would result in an immediate loss of life, severe damage to infrastructure, and a widespread panic that would make disaster management even more challenging. The radioactive fallout would contaminate the surrounding area, making it uninhabitable for years to come. The long-term health consequences would also be severe, including increased rates of cancer, birth defects, and other chronic illnesses. The humanitarian consequences of nuclear war cannot be overstated. It's incumbent upon the international community to prevent such scenarios from occurring at all costs. This requires strong and proactive measures to reduce the risk of nuclear conflict, disarmament efforts, and a renewed commitment to non-proliferation. The global community must recognise the catastrophic consequences of nuclear weapons and work together to prevent their use. Nuclear arms race. China's nuclear program has the potential to trigger an arms race in the region. China is increasing its nuclear arsenal, modernizing its delivery systems, and building new nuclear facilities, which could lead to other countries in the region feeling threatened and compelled to pursue their own nuclear weapons program. A nuclear arms race in the region would be destabilizing and costly and increase the risk of nuclear conflict. Furthermore, the lack of transparency in China's nuclear program exacerbates the concerns about nuclear arms races. The Chinese government has been relatively tight-lipped about its nuclear program, making it difficult to know precisely the extent of its capabilities. As a result, other countries may assume the worst, leading to an unnecessary arms race. Lack of transparency. The lack of transparency in China's nuclear program raises concerns about China's intentions, as well as the safety and security of its nuclear arsenal. China has historically been more secretive than other nuclear-armed states such as US or Russia, making it difficult for other countries to assess the risks and threats of China's nuclear program. This lack of transparency has also made it challenging for other countries to develop effective deterrence strategies. If other countries know precisely what China's nuclear capabilities are, they will be able to respond to a potential nuclear threat. This could lead to miscalculations and unintended consequences. Cybersecurity. China's nuclear program is vulnerable to cyber attacks. A successful cyber attack on China's nuke program could have catastrophic consequences, such as the theft of nuclear secrets, the manipulation of nuclear command and control systems, or even a mistaken launch of a weapon. Cyber attacks could also disrupt China's nuclear command and control. The risk of cyber attacks on China's nuclear program is compounded by the lack of transparency in China's program. Without full disclosure of its nuking capabilities and infrastructure, it's difficult for China to protect against potential cyber attacks. Non-proliferation. China's nuclear program also poses a threat to the global non-proliferation regime. China has been accused of providing nuclear technology and materials to countries including Pakistan and North Korea, both of which have developed nuclear weapons. This undermines efforts to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and tech, which is a critical objective of the international community. China's nuclear proliferation activities also raise concerns about the safety and security of its nuclear program. If China is sharing nuke technology and materials with other countries, there is a risk that these materials could fall into the wrong hands, potentially leading to nuclear terrorism or the accidental use of a nuclear weapon. China's lack of transparency regarding its program fosters an environment of doubt and mistrust among US policymakers and military officials, while the nation's burgeoning nuclear program could compromise worldwide efforts to curb the spread of nukes and promote disarmament. It is essential that the US maintain close oversight of China's nuke program, sustain a formidable and credible nuclear deterrence, and collaborate with the international community to advance global arms control and non-proliferation efforts. It's important for countries to work together to prevent an arms race and ensure that nuclear weapons are never used again. The world must act now to prevent a catastrophic outcome. So that's all for today, guys. Let us know your opinions and questions in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. For more interesting videos like this, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Peace.